Hey, what's going on, guys? In this video, Daniel is going to be sharing the sales script that we're closing at about a 60% close rate right now. Now, this isn't for beginners because it will require you to have live demo accounts. So, if that is something you guys have, then listen up because this is going to be absolute gold. Daniel will be kind of taking you through the entire sales process. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to be sharing our live sales calls as of next week. So I'll let Daniel dive right into it.
Awesome. Thanks, Cody. So in a moment, I'm going to share screen and I'm going to just run you through step by step exactly what I say verbatim on the sales calls. And I kind of set it up at the beginning, and then that kind of sets up the actual run through of the Go High Level account, which is extremely effective because you're showing them live results in live accounts, Go High Level accounts and ad accounts. So I'll jump straight in and do the run through. First of all, you should know exactly what the problems are that your clients have. Okay. So the questions that you are asking are basically going to set up the way that you're going to solve those problems. So, you'll start the meeting off with some, niceties. How you going? Thanks for making time. And then you kind of, want to jump pretty quickly into these questions. You want to probably adjust these questions based on whatever niche it is that you are targeting, based on what problems you know that they have and the problems that you're going to be solving with your overall strategy. So, of course, first of all, we want to ask how they're currently generating their leads. Then, when a lead is generated, what happens next? Most people are going to say, well, I'll call them back, or it's going to, for the most part, be nothing. There won't be any automations. If you want, you can actually jump onto their website and submit an inquiry before the call. For the most part, you won't get back an automated email. You probably won't get a call back within days. How are you nurturing your leads? Again, the answer there will be we're not. Do you have a sales pipeline? Most people don't. What's your calendar booking like? Do you have confirmations and reminders in the lead up to an appointment? Where do you make your quotes? Do you do up your quotes in your invoices? Again, here people are going to start to realize that everything's quite disjointed for them, because most businesses are. And again, it's going to just set you up so well for when you run through the Go High Level account, showing them it's an all-in-one platform. What's your follow-up process like? So you've sent out a quote. Do you follow up in 24 hours, in a week, 3 days? Most people don't, again, which is great because you're going to be able to solve that problem for them. Google reviews before you actually start the call. It's a good idea to jump onto their Google business profile, check out reviews. Most people won't have that many. If they do, they'll have some bad reviews.
Yep.
And if you want, you can even point these out. And what are some things you can upsell, whether it's in addition to the service that they're going to purchase straight up, or is there something that you can sell them later on down the line, maybe servicing whatever has been sold to them, or whatever. And this is really going to then set
I
you up.
I, I want to also make note, and this is something that I kind of criticized you on at the beginning, when we first started doing sales calls together, was you know, you very rarely ask discovery questions. You kind of just dive right into it. Yeah, you'll ask this, but you don't ask, okay, well, where are they currently at? Where do they want to get to? The classic sales 101 questions. You very, very, very rarely ask that. And at the start, I kind of criticized you on it, but a lot of the guys that we speak to are very, you know, cutthroat, straight to the point. If they think they're getting sold, they're going to tell you to F off. So it's not really, like, oh, tell me how you feel about this. Like, what these sales trainers will tell you to do, man, I'm like, we never go through. And I think that, yeah, the reason is obviously, especially in Australia, like, man, people hate that shit here. Um, that doesn't really work. But yeah, like we've never really done any of that, because at the end of
Yeah,
the day, they just really want to know how this is going to help them get them results, right?
yeah.
They just want to make
And
more money at the end of the day.
this works really well. Look, we can ask those questions, and we
Yeah, we
sometimes do,
sometimes do, but it's
but
not often, man.
the thing is, because look, we always recommend if you can stick to one niche, especially at the beginning, because everyone has the same problems,
Yep,
right? And I already know what their problems are.
yep,
And so these questions here are going to set them up for exactly what we're going to show them. So at this point, then I'll kind of jump into the Go High Level account. And then, these are some of the lines. I've literally written them out word for word, exactly what I say on the call. And it's like, I didn't plan this, but it just works. So it's like, I've been doing sales now for almost 15 years, and it just kind of like gets ingrained into my brain when I find that something's working, just keep doing it. So I'll kind of start off with look, we don't lock people into 3, 6, or 12-month agreements. Our agreement is month to month. So we know that we need to make you significantly more money than what you pay to us. Otherwise, you won't keep paying us. The only way that we make money is if you make money. And that kind of brings, you kind of see that spark in them like, oh, great. A lot of agencies do lock people into longer term contracts. I understand why that is important. But, we've only been running this particular agency for like 3 months now. And, for us, the conversion rate's really important. And we know that the results that we deliver mean that they ain't going to leave. You and I have discussed, Cody, let's start to lock people into contracts because, we do want to pump up the price based on the return that our clients are getting. We should probably be charging at least 40, 50% more. And at that point, we can either say you're going to have to pay more to stay on month to month, or if you want to kind of lock in for 12 months, you can stay on the same rate or, whatever we want to do.
Yeah.
So I would advise people to maybe at the beginning try to have a flexible agreement, which will allow you to get results, and then you can call the shots later on. So then I jump straight into the pipeline, right? And then again, these are kind of like verbatim what I say. So I'll start off by saying how important it is to have your data really organized. Again, word for word, this is what I say. Data is the most valuable commodity in the world. It's more valuable than oil or gold because you can make more money from it. That's why Facebook, Instagram, and Google are free to use. They want your data so they can sell you things. The niche that we're in, it's a kind of bigger price tag, anywhere from a few thousand to multiple $10,000 products that are being purchased. And so it's not an impulse purchase, right? People need time to make their purchase decision, which is why a pipeline is so important. So you can know where any particular lead is at during the sales cycle. And keeping your pipeline up to date allows you to make decisions as the owner of the business. So if you see there's like $150,000 worth of quotes sent, right? Or, awaiting approval, you can make
Yep.
decisions like, all right, I need revenue in now. Let's knock 10% off. Let's just do a quick, email burst, or let's call all of those clients and, let them know that we're willing to knock off a little bit of money now so that we can just build up some revenue.
Yep.
Then what I'll do is I'll kind of go into the quick access buttons because most of the things that you're going to need to do in Go High Level, or most of your clients, they can do from the quick access buttons. So I'll often just start off with one opportunity. I'll hover my mouse over the call button and I'll say, look, this is a live account, so I won't click that right now. But if I did, it would call that client, right? And then I'll hover over the conversation section and I'll say, this will record your entire conversation history, including phone calls, which can be recorded, emails, text messages, WhatsApp messages, Facebook, Instagram messages, Google reviews, quotes, invoices, and it even records like payments and things like that, so that no matter who from your team is picking it up, they can see the entire history there. And then what I'll kind of go through is the notes and tasks, why that's important. Then calendars, I'll show them the calendar booking system. I'll jump into the calendar. I'll show them you just pick the calendar, pick the date, pick the time, and it'll send them a confirmation and reminders, much like what they did for that call. And then it kind of ticks over in their mind with you. That's really, really helpful. So at this point, I'll then hover over the tag section and it will show that it says autopilot SMS. And then I'll often ask them to read it just to kind of keep them engaged, right? And so we use an external bot that we use Zapier to connect in, and that's what kind of engages clients and sends out those automated text messages. And then what I'll say is look, we know that if you take longer than 5 minutes to engage with a new lead, your chances of converting that lead into a paying client drops by 80%. We've actually plugged that gap for you. We've added a chat GPT powered AI assistant that will keep your leads engaged from the moment that they inquire, right? People want instant gratification.
Yep.
So I'll just mention, like, if I'm, let's say, calling a plumber, I call the first plumber. If they don't answer, I'll call the next one. I'll call the next one until someone answers, right? I want something now. And so for that reason, if you're not engaging people right away, they're just going to go to the next company.
Yep.
And again, you can kind of see their minds ticking over, going, shit, yeah, I'm probably missing a lot of leads,
Mm.
or a lot of sales because of that. I'll then jump into the conversation section. And what I do is I run through, I can tell which ones have been engaging with the bot. So I'll jump in and just go, so here's how it starts. I'll I'll find one that, submitted an inquiry at like 8 p.m. And I'll say, you know, you and your team will not be working at that time, but the bot is working for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days of the year. And then, you can see there that first of all, they get sent their email, thanking them for their inquiry. They'll actually get the opportunity to schedule in a callback, right? And if they do, they'll then receive those confirmation and reminders, because a lot of people are, at work, they're with their family, they're in bed, so they're not ready to talk right away. So it's really, really good to give them an opportunity to talk to you at a time that suits them, right? And then they've ended their search for the company that they want to work with. So then I'll kind of, show through how great it is that it records absolutely everything. Show them some examples where maybe clients have sent out invoices, they've gotten in Google reviews, they've replied to them, they
Yep.
get Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp messages. And then from here, I'll jump over to Zapier and I'll show them the job description for the bot. Again, they just, at this point, it's kind of not that necessary for me to show them that, because it doesn't matter. But I want them to see how complex this system is,
Yeah.
that they're never going to be able to do this themselves. That we have thought about absolutely everything. We've connected
Yep.
in technology, and it wows them, right? Which is why we do that.
Yep.
Um, then what I'll actually do is I'll bring up clients who have their calendar full, right? And there's a lot of clients that we have that have calendars full of either job bookings or callbacks.
Yep.
I'll mention, like, for callbacks, for example, it's a much more qualified lead, right? And so, they're always really impressed when they see that. I'll jump into the invoicing and quoting system. I'll show them our standard template. I'll show them how easy it is to kind of add someone into the agreement, how easy it is to add products, to add, whatever it is that you need to your quote. I
Yep.
show them that it's a signable document. And then once it's been signed, that they're legally obligated to go ahead with that quote based on the terms and conditions.
Mhm.
And, that then also an invoice can be sent out directly to them immediately after. I'll then kind of show them the automated follow-up. We've created sequences where it'll follow up 24 hours after they've sent the quote, and that we can build on that. We can do it every 3 days, once a week, whatever it is that they want. I'll always say this one, and it's funny because we just got off a sales call and I said it. So, I'll explain that most people, when they come
Yep.
to us, they send out a quote and then they cross their fingers and they hope that that person will come back to them, which only really works if you're by far the cheapest. And of course, this person's thinking to themselves, well, I'm not the cheapest. So
Yep.
follow up it's so important, right? It gets you a seat at the table at a negotiation, because most people are getting at least 2, 3 quotes.
Yeah.
So unless you're following up, you ain't going to get a call back unless you're the cheapest. Then I'll kind of jump over to the post sale survey that we do. So, we've built in this really awesome system where a survey gets sent out. There's an incentive oftentimes, if we'll pick out one person a month to give a voucher to. If they fill out this survey, on the survey, we're asking them a few questions. One of them is, what would you rate us out of 5? Only those people who rate 5 out of 5 on the survey are then automatically sent a request for a Google review. That's how we avoid anything other than 5-star reviews. And I kind of emphasize how important social proof is. Think about your
Yep.
own behavior before you get a service person, before you go to a restaurant, before you really go anywhere, you'll check Google reviews. So kind of emphasizing that point. And then I explained that, happy customers will then be asked for referrals. Do you have any family or friends who would be interested in going ahead with this service? And that, some of our clients are paying commission up to X amount for a successful referral. Then, we go further than that, right? It's not done there. We want to maximize the lifetime value of all of your clients. So, we have a pipeline stage where people will be nurtured and followed up with over the next months and years to try to
Yep.
increase the lifetime value of that customer. By this point, then I'll go, look, I haven't even gotten to the part where we generate leads for you,
And all of
right?
this would be about that 30, 30, 35 minutes. Sorry, I'm a little bit sick right now, so I'm struggling to speak, but this would be about 30 to 35 minutes. And then, yeah, you probably only spend maybe 5, 6 minutes on the ad side of things.
If
It's
that, man.
very short, probably even less.
Yeah, I jump into a few accounts and I just show them, look, here
Yep.
are the results, right? And the results are awesome. We're generating amazing results.
Yep.
We're experts at generating leads for you, highest quality leads at the lowest price, but that just isn't enough, right?
Yep.
We're actually helping you to turn leads into paying clients and maximizing the lifetime value of those clients. And that's such a compelling story to tell, and they see it live.
Yeah.
It's like there is no like, well, I don't really believe you. Can you show me that you've showing them absolutely everything? And you know, that's how we're getting that really excellent conversion rate.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like guys, if you guys have results, live client accounts that you can run through, always use that. That will increase your close rate tenfold. But obviously, if you don't, then we've got a previous video which will be in the link, which will be in the description below if you haven't already checked that out with the Canva presentation. But yeah, like live accounts showing real life clients is the best way to sign clients. Um, and yeah, there's just no disputing it.
Yeah, that's why like I would recommend if you're just getting started, do it for free for family, friends. Like, do you know anyone who's a business owner? Approach people, walk into businesses, cold call them and say, I'll do it for you for free because it will come back to you. Like, you will end up signing way more clients. You can
Yeah.
charge a higher price, you'll convert more of your leads. And you'll learn more about the problems that your clients are facing in that niche.
Yeah.
And so you can build this out based on those problems because like yeah, as I said, setting it up at the beginning and they're thinking in their mind, well, yeah, these are the exact problems that I have. And I'm thinking in
Yeah.
my head, I know.
Yeah.
So yeah, look, we'll also put a link in the description to this document for
Yep.
anyone who's interested. Obviously, you can adjust it based on your own niche, but it will be a very, very helpful doc.
Fantastic. Great to have you on again, Daniel, and we'll see you guys soon.